Good morning, investors and corporate. Welcome to SET Digital Roadshow third quarter 2023 performance review. This session will run about 45 minutes, including Q&A. Company will start the session by 30-minute presentation, followed by 15-minute Q&A. During Q&A, investors may leave your question in meeting room chat box or use raise your hand function. We will open your microphone so you can ask the question to the company directly. May I now invite PTT Exploration and Production Public Company Limited to start the presentation.
Thank you. Good afternoon, investors. Thank you for joining the SET Digital Conference with us. And today we will start briefly on the presentation of the third quarter business update and financial results. And after that, we can continue with the Q&A. So on the first page, which is the company overview, PTTEP is an E&P flagship company under PTT Group, and our main business is on petroleum exploration and production. And we have been listed in the Stock Exchange of Thailand since 1993, with the market capitalization over $17 billion and ranked in the top 10 biggest company in Thailand. PTT, the parent company, is currently the major shareholder of approximately 64% shareholding in the company, and this is likely to remain unchanged. Briefly on our operation for last year, we are producing at about 600,000 barrels of oil equivalent per day, with sales revenue almost $10 billion in the year 2022. And the main revenue sources of the company is gas, condensate, and crude oil, with the volume mix mainly is gas, about 72% versus liquid at about 28%. And more than 90% of our sales volume come from Southeast Asia, including Thailand and the Middle East. The return to shareholder was approximately 5.2% dividend yield last year. And we are operating under sustainability framework and adopted several UN Sustainable Development Goals. Next, on the E&P portfolio of the company, as of 9 months of this year, the focus countries are, according to our strategies, are Thailand, Malaysia, Myanmar, Oman, and UAE, which we have the expertise in this area. So we have been focusing for the E&P business in this region. For Thailand, the main projects are G161 or Erawan and G261 or Bongkot. The sales volume from Thailand contribute to about 66% of total sales volume of PTTEP Group, and from other countries in the focus area like Malaysia, Myanmar, and Oman for about 10% each contribution to the sales volume of PTTEP Group. And we also have projects in Africa, namely the Algeria Hassi gas project, which is the oil producing field, contribute about 2% of total sales volume of the company. If you are looking at the book value of the total asset of the company, the major chunk absolutely would be in Thailand for about 44%, and the second largest is in the Southeast Asia for about 25%. And we also have major project, which is pending the development activities in Africa, namely the Mozambique LNG project. So our African net book value is about 16%, which is quite high compared to the other remaining region. Next, I would like to provide you an update on the Thailand energy security mission of PTTEP. So for 8 months of this year, as of August, the gas production from the Gulf of Thailand, which is the domestic production in total, combining PTTEP projects and other operator projects, the total gas supply from the Gulf of Thailand contribute to about 56% of Thailand natural gas demand, while the remaining portion, about 14%, is the gas imported from Myanmar projects, which PTTEP is currently the operator, and the remaining of 30% is the import of LNG by PTT Public Company Limited to fill up the gas demand of the country. And looking at the domestic gas production of 56%, in this portion, PTTEP production contribute about 78%. So we are the biggest gas producer in the Gulf of Thailand at the moment. And we are aiming to put our best endeavor to boost up the gas from the Gulf of Thailand as much as possible during this time of the shortfall from G1 project, as well as continuing to maintain our production level throughout the this 7 to 10 years to ensure the national security of the country. And we view that the next supply growth for the Gulf would be the exploration project that we were just been awarded last year, like G165 and G365, which is close to our current producing asset. And other key to watch for the supply growth in the Gulf would be the overlapping claims area between Thailand and Cambodia. That is pending the mutual agreement between Thailand and Cambodia as a country. And Myanmar gas supply is still crucial for PTTEP and as well as Thailand natural gas demand because it contributes about 14%. And according to the recent US sanction on Myanmar oil and gas enterprise, we can still continue our production as usual, and we would still ensure that the contracts in Myanmar could be extendable in the future years, as it's very critical for the energy security of Thailand. And next, on the update of the next slide, please. On the update of G161 or Era 1 project shortfall. Also, this page is to summarize PTTEP effort to ramp up the production from other projects that we are the operator, like Atit and G261 or Bongkot. So we can close nearly all of the shortfall from Era 1 project, and we expect that G161 or Era 1 will reach 800 million cubic feet per day by the 1st of April. So things will go on as usual with no shortfall starting from April 24 onward. And G161 would be the key contributor for PTTEP sales volume growth in the next 2 years. Next, on the E&P business update. So for G1, like already mentioned, currently producing at 400 to 420 million cubic feet and expect to ramp up to 800 million in April 24. And for G2 project or Bongkot, currently producing at about 825 with the maximum capacity at 860 beyond its commitment level at 700 million cubic feet per day. And once G161 reach 800 million capacity, G261 itself will reduce the production down to 700 according to its commitment. And for Atit project, despite the daily contractual quantity at about 300 million, we are currently producing at 350 to offset the shortfall from G1. And in this third quarter, we had also successfully ramped up production from the Algeria Hassi gas project from 13,000 barrels per day of oil production to 17,000 barrels. And for the key development and pre-sanction projects, the first one is Mozambique LNG, which is still under the force majeure declaration by the operator TotalEnergies, but we aiming for site reaccess by early 2024 and expect first cargo of LNG in first half 2028. For the SK410B or Lang Lebar project, we had already completed the front-end engineering and design and expect the first gas by first half 28. And we have the ongoing exploration activities in Malaysia for several projects, which there will be more clarity of the project to moving towards the development or production phase further later this year. That's it for the business update, and next Khun Lalida will provide you with the market update as well as the key strategy of the company, and lastly on the financial result. Over to you, Khun Lalida.
Thank you, Khun Arada. Moving on to the next slide. During the third quarter of this year, average Dubai price increased to around $70 per barrel. This increase was mainly driven by the tight oil supply from extended production cuts by Russia and Saudi Arabia until the end of this year, together with the ongoing tensions between Russia and Ukraine, a decrease in U.S. crude oil inventories, and on the demand side, we also have the seasonal hike in oil demand from the Western countries, which also impact to the oil price as well. Looking ahead into the fourth quarter of this year until the first quarter of next year, Dubai price is expected to fluctuate within the range of $80 to $90 per barrel. So if we're looking at the market factor at the bottom, there are several key factors to monitor, includes the economic growth outlook, central bank policy, and OPEC plus production, as well as the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, and the latest tension between Israel and Hamas, which is probably escalated. On the right-hand side, for the LNG price, the average spot LNG is on the rise compared to the second quarter. It was increased from $11 per MMBTU to $12.5 per MMBTU. This is due to the labor union strike in Australian LNG plants and maintenance activities, which impacted to the LNG supply. Why is it expected that the price will be increased slightly for the rest of this year and be in the range of $13 to $14 per MMBTU, since the global demand on the LNG tend to pick up from the winter preparation. And for the next section, I would like to touch on our key three strategy pillars. The first one is drive value. Our E&P business is approaching to 40 years in the next 2 years. So following the latest strategic plan, the company focuses on expanding the E&P business. This includes expediting the production for the current assets and monetizing the development of the projects in the exploration phase. This aims to generate cash flow as soon as, especially for the project where the petroleum potential has been discovered. So our focus area in Thailand, Myanmar, Malaysia, and Middle East, which are Oman and UAE. So to begin with Thailand, Thailand is our home base and the heartland in ensuring energy security for the country. With the 67% of our total sale volume come from Thailand. Myanmar is a sort of energy supply, and we have been in this country for 45 years now. We currently operate on the two producing projects, which are Sawadika and Yadana. As Khun Arada mentioned, that 14 of the natural gas demand in Thailand are from Myanmar, and around 50% of the demand in Yangon are from Myanmar as well. So this is to support the energy security for both countries. Next, the main hub to drive the E&P is Malaysia, where we are the operator for the several projects in the past 30 years. There are exploration projects that have discovered significant petroleum potential, which are expected to boost up our petroleum reserves and leading to an increase of production volume in the near future. And lastly, in the Middle East, which is a region where we have been for 20 years, with focus on expanding in both core business and the new business opportunity. The initial approach involved collaboration with the partners who have expertise in the area and ensuring sustainable growth in this region. Moving on to the next slide, which is the second pillar of our strategy. We have put the decarbonize as one of our key strategy and drive ourselves toward a low carbon entity. We have set the net zero target by 2050 on the scope 1 and scope 2, where we have operational control. In addition, we have set an interim target to reduce greenhouse gas intensity by 30% and 50% by 2030 and 2040 compared to 2020 base year. We manage on the greenhouse gas emission through avoid, mitigate, and offset. So as at the end of the third quarter of 2023, we have reduced greenhouse gas emission intensity by 12% from 2020 base year, or the accumulated greenhouse gas emission reduction by approximately 2 million tons of CO2 equivalent. So in order to achieve those targets, we believe that the key initiative is the CCS, or carbon capture and storage. Our pilot project of the CCS is at Artit Field. This project is currently on the front-end engineering design study, while also being studied in the commercial aspect as well. The consultation and negotiation with the related government bodies in terms of support and clarity of the regulation are underway. This is to make the CCS implement successfully in Thailand. And coming to the last pillar of the strategy on the diversify for the future, the growth in investing in new businesses can be divided into 3 parts. On the left-hand side, we have explored the CCS as a service, both domestic and international areas. We currently conduct a feasibility study with the PTT group on the concept of the CCS hub model. This study is in the PTT group's operational sites in Rayong and Chonburi province. In the middle, we are exploring on the renewable energy and hydrogen opportunities as well. We recently awarded the green hydrogen concession block in Oman, which covering the entire hydrogen production process. So this success is significant for the company and play a crucial role in expanding the green energy business. So lastly, on the right-hand side, we are scaling up the AI and robotic venture, or ARV, and try to commercialize our in-house technology as well. And coming up on the financial result, I would like to touch a bit on the result, financial position, and then the guidance. Begin with the first slide of the financial result. In the third quarter of 2023, PTTEP had net profit at $514 million, which is a decrease around 16% from the second quarter that we reported at $610 million. In this quarter, we recorded loss on the non-operating item, which is the bar chart in green, from the oil price hedging and the foreign exchange, while in the second quarter recorded gains. If we're looking at the profit from normal operation, it's decreased a bit. The unit cost was higher by around 10%, while the sale volume was higher by 5%. and the average selling price higher by 6% to offset the impact from the higher unit cost. Let's move on to the next slide. The sale volume in the third quarter increased quite a bit to 467 kboed, or increased by 5%. This was from G161 ramping up to 400 million scf per day since June 2023, together with the higher liquid loads from Sabah K project in Malaysia, as well as the PDO and Oman Block 61 in Oman. The average selling price increased as well by 6% to $48.6 per BOE. As you can see that our gas price was lower from lag time adjustment, but we gained the benefits from the liquid price following an upward trend of oil price in this quarter. Moving on next to the financial position. For the unit cost. The unit cost was higher by 10% to around $29 per BOE compared to $26.4 per BOE in the second quarter. This is mainly due to the higher operating expense and DD&A. Having said that, if you're looking at the cash cost, it was around only $14.5 per BOE. So in the next slide, in terms of profitability, we continue maintaining EBITDA margin at 74% at the end of the third quarter. And in terms of liquidity, we have cash on hand around $3 billion. The cash inflow from operation was positive at around 4.5 billion, while the cash outflow are mainly from the investing activity amount of 2 billion, as well as the dividend payment around 1.1 billion. We are able to maintain the low debt to equity ratio at 0.26 times compared to our policy at 0.5 times. Which means we still have a capacity on the debt headroom. On the interest rate is fixed at 100%, so the fluctuation in the interest rate do not have the material impact on our performance. And the cost of debt was at 3.94%. And come to the last slide, which is the result guidance. We expect the sale volume of 463 kboed for the full years of 2023, slightly decreased from the last year due to the technical issue that we have at the projects in Malaysia and B832 in Thailand. While this decrease will offset with the ramp up of the production from G161 or Aero1 project. The gas price expect to be at the average of $6 per MMBTU for 2023. The unit cost should be in the range of $27 to $28 per BOE, with the stable EBITDA margin in the range of 70 to 75%.
We thank you so much for attending this session today, and see you again next quarter. Thank you.
Thank you.
The session has come to the end. Thank you very much, investors and corporate, for joining the conference. If you do need further detail, please feel free to drop us an email. Thank you very much.